Hi everyone, welcome to Awkward Author. My name is Alyssa Grasso, and this is my weekly vlog and podcast about my sometimes awkward, always awesome author life. And breaking with tradition once again this week, I'm filming at night. I'm in my living room, kitchen area. It's all one big room. Anyway, so there may be some, dog barking, and I will try to keep that under control, but no guarantees, because, of course, we're messing with his routine, which is, he very much loves his routines. I hear some whining already, and we're only a few seconds into this, so, okay, I just let the dog out for a potty break about 20 minutes after his last potty break, so maybe I can actually record this now. I don't know. He's making a funny face over there. And I should warn you, there's dog toys strewn about on the floor behind me. We clean up the dog toys on a daily basis, but then they get flung all over the place because you're Jack, right? Happy December, everyone. It is a new month. I do not yet have my author income report put together, so I'll have that for you hopefully next week. It's just been a little bit crazy here, thus I'm recording at night because routine is all off, and I don't know what he's doing back there, but anyway. I'm recording this at night just because, my whole schedule is off. I have to go out tomorrow on Tuesday, which is when I would normally record, so I'm recording this Monday night. And it's just been the whole past week has been, chaos and a lot of things that are not part of my usual regular weekly routine. So that's something my barky, crazy dog cannot handle. I'm pretty good at handling it. And when I say it's off my usual routine, I mean my regular weekly routine. In terms of, why everything's been so crazy, it's because of, my day job, and I, sell stuff on the internet, and this is just a really busy, crazy time of year for me. I've been doing this for a few years now, so it is part of the routine for it to be kind of crazy for just a few weeks, and then everything, dies down and gets back to, normal, actually gets kind of calmer than normal, which is nice. So I get a lot of craziness, and then I get a little bit of a break. And so I'm used to that. And that is part of, I guess, the annual cycle of things, if not the weekly cycle of things. And routines are good and bad. I'm not a huge fan of routines myself, unlike my dog who, loves them. Okay, I'm back again. I'm going to edit this so you won't even know that I was gone, but my dog just decided he was going to eat some of his food anyway. He is not a normal dog, so normal dogs, I know, you just put food in their dish and they eat it. And then there's Jack, who eats when he feels like eating, as much as he feels like at that time, and also requires me to be, right there next to him, actively involved in dinner time or breakfast time or whatever. So he's not normal. What can I say, guys? But that's all part of, Jack's routines and OCD and all that stuff. And I guess, in some ways routines are good, but on the other end, they can lead to, things like Jack. Jack's craziness and, that OCD sort of thing. But I do want to talk about routines in terms of writing. And once again, I'll edit this, but I just had to get up and go over to the food dish because he decided he was going to eat some more of the food that was in there. Not finish it. Hasn't finished it yet. He doesn't even get that much food because he doesn't eat that much food. But, he ate some more. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about routines, and they could be good things and bad things. In terms of writing, I think sometimes it helps to have a routine, get into the habit of writing daily, or, writing maybe a few days a week, or, to whatever your schedule is. Just because, it's so easy to say I don't feel like it right now, or I don't feel the muse right now, or something, to that effect. And I know because I've been there, and, you hear about people, who are like, okay, I have to write, writers have the cleanest houses and stuff like that. Obviously I don't. But no, instead of writing, they're vacuuming the floor, washing the dishes, or, whatever. They come up with chores that they have to do to avoid writing. And I don't really understand that. That isn't something I do, I guess. But I could also see, like, putting off writing, especially before you're making, like, a full-time living from it, or even making, a part-time living from it. It's something you kind of see as, like, a fun thing. And while I don't think you should put off, fun things, it's easy to do that and say, like, well, I got to do this other stuff because that's where I make my money. And then you don't do as much writing as maybe you should be doing, or as you'd like to be doing. I just had to get up to deal with some more dog drama. I do not get to sit for, like, more than 5 minutes at a time. Seriously, it's a challenge having a dog. I guess, some dogs are calm and relaxed, and there are times when he is calm and relaxed, but, oh, yeah, he's a handful. Anyway, what the heck was I saying? I don't even know, because this is the problem with Jack. You lose your train of thought and you forget what you were even doing. But I was talking about, writing habits. And so for years, I had the habit of writing at the end of the day. And by the end of the day, I mean, like, I was in bed, with the laptop, writing. Because for me, it was like, well, I worked, and then I had to, do stuff at home. I had to take care of the dog, whatever. And so it'd be like, everything's done. I have no more distractions. I can focus on writing. And that seems, in theory, like a good idea. And maybe for some people that works. For me, what I found is that I would get some writing done. I will say that. But not as much as I would like, because the thing is, maybe I shouldn't have written in bed. Maybe that was part of the problem, although I don't know that it would matter based on my experiences. But basically, I'd fall asleep. That's what would happen. So, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to, write for an hour, and, 10 minutes later, I'd be falling asleep on the keyboard type of thing. So, yeah. Writing at the end of the day might work for some people, especially if you're someone who... maybe doesn't fall asleep super easily. I do not have that problem. I can fall asleep just about anywhere. So, yeah, writing at the end of the day when I was in bed didn't really work for me. But I'm also not an early morning writer. And I know some people, they like to get up early, right before there are any distractions. Maybe if they, live with others before the others in their household are up. My dog wakes up before I do, so, when I wake up in the morning, I gotta take the dog out for a walk. That's the first thing I gotta do. And I guess I could come back and write, but I'm just not, first thing in the morning, not really the right time for me to write. So I try to, carve out time during the day to write. And for me, because I don't do it full time, that's certain days of the week, and right now, it's chaos, but I'll be getting back to normal. Once the new year hits, I'll kind of be back to a regular schedule where it's pretty much like 3 days a week that I'll have some, pretty steady writing time, 2 to 3 days a week, maybe not 3 days, but at least 2 days a week, and, possibly can find some more time during the week to squeeze in some writing. But as long as I have some dedicated time, during the week set aside for writing, then I'm good. And of course, there are times when, you have an idea or things are just flowing and you just want to sit down and write. And so if I'm able to, I do that as well. But, for me, finding something that works for me, some sort of routine that works for me. And like I said, it's not daily. I'm not, I haven't yet come up with a daily routine for writing, and maybe, it doesn't have to be. Obviously, there's some people who are like, if you don't write every day, you're not a writer, but, obviously that's somebody's opinion. That's not really true. And I guess it's, it's about finding something that works for you and works with your schedule. And it might be, even getting creative about things. Like I was trying to, do dictation to write. I did try that out for a little bit. For a little while, I was trying to, use dictation. I didn't really find a dictation method that worked really well for me. But it's something I would consider, definitely trying out again. I was finding that, of course, with the dog, I'm spending all this time walking the dog. I'm spending time standing there while he eats his food. Again, a normal dog eats his food in, a matter of seconds. Not so much with my dog, who will sit there and eat one piece of food slowly at a time. Crazy. He's crazy. That's what he is. But anyway, so I definitely was trying out some dictation while dealing with dog stuff. And like I said, I didn't quite find a dictation formula, program, strategy, whatever that worked for me, but I would definitely be interested in trying that out some more, once I figure out something that works a little better, because I did do some writing via dictation and I found it worked pretty well. So, that's a strategy. So, there are different ways to squeeze writing time into your schedule, even if your schedule is very busy, and even just cutting out maybe a half hour of television that you watch a week. And I mean, I'm not saying you should deprive yourself of all the things that bring you joy, but just find ways to maybe squeeze in a little bit more writing time if you're having trouble finding the time to write. And for some people it might be something like participating in National Novel Writing Month, NaNoWriMo. Not for me, but for some people that might be something you need, is just say, okay, in November I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write a whole novel. It's nice because you can join different groups and, get different badges and things like that. So you have people encouraging you. You have sort of ways to motivate yourself. And even if you don't, write the full novel during the month of November, it's still, a great time to really kind of force yourself to write and get a lot of words written. And anything you're able to do is an accomplishment, even if you don't win NaNoWriMo type of thing. But, it's finding different things that work for you is what I'm saying. And, it doesn't have to be a daily routine. But if that works, that's great. If you're finding, like I was finding, that, say, writing at the end of the day isn't for you because, half your sentences end up, a jumbled mess as you fall asleep while typing. But, It may not be, it may be getting up early in the morning, and maybe just picking, a couple of days a week and, scheduling in a block of writing time that way. And, obviously, right now I am still, I haven't done any work this week, but, writing work this week, but I'm still, working on getting this 4-book series written. And, some people write a lot faster than I do. Some people have a lot more time to write than I do. But one thing you shouldn't do is try to compare yourself and your progress to someone else, because we're all in different situations. And, it's not a sin to write slowly. But, obviously, if you're trying to do something like, get 4 books out, one right after another, and you're not going to be able to write them, 4 right after another, then you might have to come up with a strategy like I did, where you're taking, over a year to write these 4 books. But whatever works for you is, I guess, the message that I am trying to get across. And the dog is actually laid down now and is sort of being calm, but we will see how long that lasts, because that's not a natural state for him. Find a routine that works for you. Don't be a slave to your routine like my crazy dog. And the most important thing is to enjoy what you're doing, whatever you're doing. So if that's writing, or, whatever, have fun. And, if it becomes too much of a chore, stop yourself and say, hang on, how can I make this more fun? And how can I enjoy what I'm doing? And, maybe that means not forcing yourself to write every day, or, taking more time to have fun and be creative with things, as opposed to feel like you're driven to, complete things by a certain time or have a certain deadline, if you're able to, obviously. So that's my 2 cents on that. I am going to sign off, though, because the dog is now pounding on the floor to get my attention. And anyway, he ate his dinner, or most of it. I haven't eaten mine yet, so I'm going to go make some dinner, eat some dinner, and I will be catching up with you next week. Hopefully I will have an author income report for you, and hopefully I can get this edited and it's not too chaotic and jumbled. I have no idea what it's going to be like in the end. Anyway, thank you for putting up with this craziness. Thank you for listening and watching my little episodes. Like I said, I do put out new episodes of Awkward Author every week. You can catch them on YouTube. You can listen to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. You can check out awkwardauthor.com, or to learn more about me, alyssagrasso.com, which is ALISSAGROSSO.com. And I am trying to get that all in before the dog explodes with barking. So take care, guys, and I will see you again next week.